Bounce it. Bounce it.
Oh, this is going to be a heavy one today because I'm finally going to talk about this David and Celeste case. I had talked about this on my TikTok a while back, like when this case first cracked back in September. But I haven't said anything after because I really wanted to get the full details about what happened to this girl before I speak on it again. One thing about it, I don't care about being the first to post something. I care about being the most accurate. And that's how all journalists and publications should work. But yeah, that's just me speaking from my 4-year university degree, just saying. So now that we are here in May of 2026, we have a lot more details to go through. Disclaimer, no, I'm not going to be showing the photo of Celeste. You know why? Because I have kept it pretty standard across my pages that I don't play when it comes to children or other people's children. Granted, Celeste did pass away, but I still feel like out of respect and just for my own level and my own code of conduct and ethics, I'm not posting a photo of an underage girl. I'm just not willing to do it. And realistically, I kind of want this video to be more about the killer as opposed to the girl that was killed, because at the end of the day, she was a minor who was moving on emotions that she does not understand. She was placed into an adult situation as a child. I apologize if you hear my bird in the background. She got something to say every time I talk. But yeah, the issue is the man who was 18 at the time of meeting her. And at the time of her death, he was about, 21, 22 years old? Absolutely not. So just real quickly, this case is a perfect example of why I find it so difficult to separate the artist from the art. A perfect example of this is R. Kelly. Y'all have never seen me talk about this man on my page, and it's for a good reason, because he's a fucking pedophile. Now, I grew up in the 90s. I am a 90s baby, so I had no choice but to listen to this man. Was he the soundtrack of my life? No. Did I ever really care for his music? Not really. Did he have a couple hits that I was aware of that, I listened to? Yes. Did I listen to this man faithfully? No. Especially when my parents let me know that as a almost 30-year-old man, he married and dated a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old Aaliyah. I knew that nigga was weird. You know, when you're a kid and you just have this intuition that something is off and something is wrong and you just stay away from it. That's exactly how I felt about R. Kelly and hearing that he was with Aaliyah that young. And then as you get older, you start, doing a little bit more research and you come across photos like this of a 13, 14-year-old Aaliyah with a R. Kelly foreplay album pendant on her fucking underage body. Foreplay as in a sexual fucking album on her body, as if this is appropriate. Yeah, I'm not fucking with that nigga. He weird. You had to be there during the trial, and you're hearing, if you haven't seen him pee on that 15-year-old fucking girl. Remember him running around like the fucking Pied Piper, to which that's an actual folklore. It's a tale. It's a story of a grown-ass man with a musical flute going into towns and luring children out with his music for them to never be seen again. He's literally laughing and joking and making pedophilia a joke in front of y'all fucking faces. No, I can't separate the music from the artist, because this is the same man who used that music to talk about him having sex with underage girls. How old was she? She was maybe 12 or 13 years old on his track, talking about how she wants him to have sex with her. Aaliyah, yeah. And as y'all buying these albums and dancing to him having sex with children, essentially, y'all are not only boasting his ego, but you are strengthening his power, because in the 90s, R. Kelly was so fucking untouchable, which is why Aaliyah got the brunt of her being a victim to this old ass predator. Aaliyah was blackballed from the industry for a little while, all because it came out that she was sleeping with this man while underage. How is it her fucking fault instead of the grown ass adults that are around both of them? R. Kelly took no L on this shit. And with that, he continued to do so, where we get documentaries of people who were his victims when they was 14, 15 years old back in the 90s, getting these diseases that black people typically don't get, and their parents getting paid off or having threats being done to them. One of the girls who he was recently with, who was about to go to court to testify, got her car blown up by R. Kelly's people, and he's threatening them and all this other stuff. You know why he was able to do that? Because y'all buy his fucking music, knowing he's a pedophile. So no, my moral code of conduct and ethics won't allow me to listen to this man, like this man, give him any credibility, because ain't no fucking way you should be having no Grammys talking about having sex with children, you sicko. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. I am very passionate when it comes to pedophilia. I am passionate about this shit. I am not with no grown-ass man or woman chasing after no young-ass girl or boy. Like, I even side-eye these 40-year-old men that's chasing after 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old women. Like, yes, legally, by law, they are adults. But still, very weird. Get someone in your own age range. Y'all dating people that haven't even lived life, can't even get a zip card, can't even get a fucking house, buy tobacco or alcohol. Weird. And you dating them is just adding to it, because I know these old ass men is buying alcohol for them, buying them weed and all something. No, this goes for women too. It's on both sides. Y'all are fucking weird. So no, fuck R. Kelly. I wish he got shot, honestly. And that's my viewpoint on R. Kelly, should anybody have asked. Which also now brings me to Chris Brown. No, this man is not a pedophile. Not by any fucking means. Not even remotely close to being a pedophile. But I cannot sit here and be mad at those women or people who don't want to listen to him because he has a history of abusing women. Y'all keep minimizing it to just Rihanna, but Rihanna is just the cover story for a book of shit that he has done to women. Y'all keep leaving out Karrueche Tran and the abuse she faced with this man that we even saw out there in public. How he was calling people and threatening other artists who happened to like her picture or mention they had a crush on her. That I'll never forget that video of her leaving the club and Chris Brown yelling at her friend and get the fuck out the way so he could hop in the car or force himself in her vehicle and into her space when it was clear she wanted to be left alone. She let us know that this man done put his hands on her, pushed her downstairs, all this other shit. So it wasn't just Rihanna. It wasn't just a one-off thing. No, this was a pattern that this man fucking has. So when people can't separate the art from the artist in regards to people like Chris Brown, I can't say shit because I get it. However, in my stance on that, I find pedophilia to be way worse than, two grown, close in age adults in a DV situation. I'm not saying that like DV is any joke or any less of a crime, but I do kind of categorize pedophilia as 10 times worse because there is a child involved that don't know what they're doing, that think they know it all, that's being abused by a grown-ass man who definitely knows better, versus two adult, consenting adults in a relationship going through a DV situation. That's just my view. So do I listen to Chris Brown periodically? Yes. Was he my favorite artist? Not necessarily so. I grew up, I remember watching this man on 106 Park and whatever the case is. I still have the first album here. I'm not gonna lie. But as time went on, I was just like, this nigga's a little reckless. I don't necessarily care. Do I turn his music off when his music comes on? No. I have been in dance competitions where I've had to dance to Chris Brown. I don't necessarily have that big of a beef with him, but I also can understand and I identify why women cannot fuck with him, and I don't judge them for that. In fact, more power to you. I salute you. However, with R. Kelly, do I turn his music off if it comes on the radio? Yes. Do I side-eye people that listen to him? Yes. Do I make a huge hullabaloo when it comes to R. Kelly? Hell fucking yeah. Moving on. So now here we are with R. Kelly Jr. by the name of David. But he also goes as D4VD, to which, bitch, you corny. Like, you could tell he was trying to be like, okay, my name is David, but how can I make this like pseudo, like anonymous, like weird and mysterious, like fucking loser. So now with David, this case is very special because this has been going on for a fucking while. This all came up in September of 2025 because while this man was on a national tour, they found a decomposing body in the trunk of his Tesla because his car got impounded after he left it in a residential area with people who have never seen this motherfucker's car before in their lives. So we gonna go through the details, and y'all know I'm be giving my opinion. So please sit back, relax. I hope you're having a good day at work, a good day being out. Whatever the case is, get you a coffee, get you a little McGriddle, have your breakfast, have your lunch. I don't know what time you're listening to this, but yeah, let's just get into it. Like I said, I'm not showing pictures of this girl because she's underage. I don't play that shit, but let's talk about this case. So David was either a part of the Discord server or he had his own Discord server because he is a musical artist. And he was very, very active on this Discord. Through this Discord is where he met an 11-year-old Celeste. Pay attention, 11 years old. Barely a fucking preteen, okay? So he meets this 11-year-old Celeste, and they do not officially start dating until she is 13 fucking years old. And like, these are actual screenshots from his Discord, and like, he's atting her, she's answering. People referring to her as his girlfriend. Mind you, 13 years old, y'all. 12, 13 years old. He even went live with Celeste. This particular live stream was important and eye-opening because Celeste is there, and then they have, I don't know what the conversation was prior to this, but he said, we're not supposed to talk about anything controversial. And she said, controversial? What's controversial? You raping a 13-year-old? And then the reaction says that she wasn't supposed to say that, but they're both laughing and joking about it as if like this is their own inside joke that they cannot say publicly. Very fucking disgusting. And so he tells his Twitch mods to delete the video and delete everything, but the dumbass must have forgot that people be clipping shit as soon as you press record or as soon as you go live. Keep this in mind. In this live stream, she openly and loudly said that he was having sex with her. Okay? Keep this in mind because I'm going to bring this up later. Not only that, there is pictures of her on tour with him nationally or wherever the fuck they were in this country, being like up in the rafters, supporting him backstage, hanging out with his brother while they're out enjoying his concert, whatever the case is. Like, he was actively and publicly with this fucking girl. So now this is where the story gets a little twisted, right? So now here we are, 2024. Celeste is being listed as a missing persons. Even though this Snapchat or Instagram is from June, this is showing that she was missing in February. She was listed as a missing persons 3 different fucking times. Not 1, not 2, but 3 different fucking times. And we can now confirm that all 3 of those times that she went missing, she ran off to be with David. So the first time she went missing, February of 2024, she was listed as a missing persons, to which she came back 2 days later. The story goes that when she got back, her parents, cut contact with David for her, essentially taking her phone away so she can't speak to him. To which, trust me, y'all, I'm going to get to her parents. I'm just going through the story here, okay? After Celeste has her phone taken away, David winds up paying, and this is the actual photo of this transaction, paying one of her classmates $1,000 to sneak her a new phone so he could talk to her again. Goes missing in March and then again April, and she was with David. After April 2024, she's been home, which as you can see, this was the last missing persons post that they had made for her. Current age 13 in 2024. Fucking nasty, bro. Oh my God. So at this point, I guess he's like, well, you should be home a little bit more often. I'll send cabs for you, whatever the case is, because they have evidence that he would send her cabs. Or according to her brother, he would show up in his Tesla to pick her up. Once again, I'm going to get to the parents, y'all. Trust me. I can't fucking find the photos right now, but Celeste's brother had exchanged messages with someone who asked him about this, and they showed him all of these photos of his sister, and he's like, yeah, that's her. He said that he seen David and he was concerned about it. He took it to the cops. However, because of insufficient evidence, they couldn't do anything about it. I promise there are actual photos and screenshots of this, but I literally can't find them for whatever reason. I'm Googling it and it's not coming up. So it's reported that David is kind of in her area a little bit more often to see her, to pick her up, whatever the case is, right? So now we hit 2025. All right, let's go back. David and Celeste, according to the investigation and according to court documents, they broke up November of 2024. However, they continue to have sexual contact with each other. There are messages of sex, abortions, and Plan Bs. Here is a message allegedly from Celeste, having to use different names or whatever, admitting that she did have sex with David and that she bled with him and whatever the case is. She's talking about her sexual experiences. Crazy, 13 years old, 12 years old. Oh my God. So now here we are in April of 2025. Investigative timeline says that on April 22nd, Celeste and David got into a huge fight over the fact that he has been seeing and sleeping with other girls. There is another girl involved in this that I think is going to wind up having to go to court and speak to this. Her name was also Celeste, and there's been a lot of confusion on the internet between Celeste 1 and Celeste 2. Celeste 1 is 13 years old. Celeste 2 is an adult. This is the other girl that David has allegedly been seen with, the girl on the left in the black. Her name is Celeste Herrera. He was seen on streams with her in late 2024, early 2025, whatever the case is. So I'm sure that's what the argument was about. Celeste had an issue with this other Celeste. So in the midst of them arguing about him being with other girls, she threatens him and says, bro, I'm going to tell the whole world that you was raping a 13-year-old. Now, mind you, she said this in his live stream that he tried to get removed quickly or whatever the case is. She already publicly said this. It's been clipped, shared, saved, all of that shit. So, right. This ticks him off and it sends him into a panic. Not the live stream, but the fact that she threatened to put it out there publicly. I guess more public than it already was, right? So the next day, April 23rd, he's like, yo, come to my house. Let's talk about this, whatever the case is. He orders her a cab from her house in Lake Elsinore. I don't know what it is in Cali. I'm not from there. I think it's Lake Elsinore, to where he was in Hollywood Hills. This Uber was over an hour drive, might I add. And according to court documents, the murder happened between 10:10 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. Within 20 minutes of her being in his presence, he killed her. He stabbed her 2 times in the chest area and she bled out. He had a little floatable, blue pool where he laid her body for her to bleed out. He then drives hours away to discard her freaking passport, IDs, all types of identification. And in the midst of this drive, he's texting her yo, where are you? Just to kind of create a alibi for himself. He does some level of cleaning when he gets back. Next day, he's going on this radio interview. He's about to release an album, and he's on the radio talking about it a day after he killed this girl. Insane. And I just want to correct myself. I said that she was 13. At this time, she was 14. Her birthday is September 7th. So September 7th, as of 2024, she was 14 years old. We are still on April 24th, 2025, the day after he allegedly killed Celeste. After he does his interview, he goes home and he orders a shovel via Postmates, or it was delivered via Postmates. The next day after that, his album is released, and he also releases a video depicting him murdering a girl and throwing her in his trunk. Now, I'm quite sure that he recorded this long before the video even came out, because that's usually how that goes. They'll record the video sometimes months or weeks in advance, and then it's released after completely edited, done and approved, right? But it's the fact that this is the depiction. In the video, there's a dead girl on a bed. He got a bloody shirt indicating that he was the one that killed her, and then throws her in the trunk, which is also pretty evident of what he actually did in real life. So this character that he has this alter ego called Itami, because he really likes anime. yeah, this helps the anime community not seem like a fucking weirdo. I do not judge people who watch anime, but this is the exact reason why people be looking at, anime watchers like crazy, because they try to act like they're in an anime, but that's neither here or there. David said that this character, Itami, is like this chaotic, murderous version of himself. And essentially, this person goes and kills people, but he's also a detective where he's solving the mystery of the people he killed. Which sounds very reminiscent of the video game Heavy Rain, don't y'all think? I hope y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Which also makes it extremely creepy, because here are some more messages from his Discord where he's saying that he likes gore over porn. And he used to be addicted to watching gore videos because he loves gore and he would laugh at it and all this other stuff. This man has a sick obsession with death. Ew. And then also here at the bottom, you can see more messages between him and Celeste. Celeste saying that the parents won't let her go to his concert. He's going to fix it. It's just, oh my God, the case gets worse and worse, y'all. I'm not even going to lie. So now 2 weeks after he murdered Celeste, allegedly on April 23rd, here we are, May 1st, he's ordering chainsaws and like burn cages and whatever the case is. He's having it sent to his house under the name Victoria. On May 5th, he's also ordering body bags. Also, let me correct myself. I said that he stabbed her and laid her in this blue pool to bleed out. I was wrong. He did stab her on the 23rd. No clue with what happened to the body after that. No clue if he hit it, stuffed it, whatever the case. No clue, right? May 5th is when he orders this blue inflatable pool, 2 chainsaws, and whatever the fuck else. Oh, body bags. Excuse me. Trying to be completely accurate here, y'all. So excuse me for the mistakes. I'm trying to fix it as I'm telling the story. Investigators believe that this is the day that he actually mutilated her body and cut her up into pieces. Like he may have carried this out in that blue pool. And that blue pool is very key to the investigation. So continuing here. It is also important to note that he not only cut her up, but he removed 2 of her fingers. Her pinky finger and her ring finger, and the ring finger says David on it. They do not know where these fingers are, by the way. And this first picture, the one in blue, she has a matching tattoo that says shh on the pointer finger. He didn't cut off that matching tattoo, but he did cut off the finger that had his name on it. So 2 times in May, he goes back to the same area where he discarded her items. It seems like he was going back to make sure that like it wasn't found or anything like that. No clue, but that's just kind of what it's giving from what I'm reading. So now we're in July of 2025. He still has this dead body, by the way. It's in his house. And he's having people over. And there was a clip that was just circulating of him being on stream a couple months after he killed her. And there, he's like, oh, I'm sorry for the bad smell. I just took a shit. When really it was probably Celeste's decomposing body in his fucking house. Oh, God. So now late July 2025, he's parking this Tesla with her body in it on a residential block in the Hollywood Hills area. It is now around this time he goes on his tour for his new album. He's doing a national tour. He leaves this Tesla as of July 29th, and then leaving it there on this residential block where nobody knows who he is or what this car is or whatever the case is, someone called it in and reported it abandoned. So the car was impounded. September 7th, 2025, Celeste would have been 15th. On the 8th, that's when the car gets impounded. And as the car shows up to the impound lot, motherfuckers are sniffing, they smell stuff, they open the trunk and see the dead body inside of David's vehicle. On September 16th, they were able to identify her from dental records because her body was so badly decomposed, they couldn't identify who she was. Like, she was almost skeletonized at that point. Mind you, this bag was covered in fucking bugs and whatever the case is. So now this is a part I left out. In February of 2025, police tap him and say, yo, this girl's underage, right? Like, your name and stuff is coming up in her phone a lot. She's 13 years old. You a grown-ass man. What's good? And he's like, no, I didn't even know that she was underage. I had no clue. They was like, yeah, well, she's a runaway. She was reported missing, and yet her phone is pinging to be at your house. What He's like, I know nothing. I didn't even know that she was missing. I'm confused. Based on that early interaction, Because they found his body in his car, they automatically go after him. September 17th, they execute a search warrant at his house and they find items. They find that blue pool, all that other stuff. Like, they find all of this evidence that's kind of consistent with him killing her. And at first, David was cooperating because they couldn't identify her. But as soon as they collected all of these things connected to her murder, he cancels his tour. He goes radio silent. He's not cooperating with the police. More evidence that he's fucking guilty. Because now this bitch is scared. The following week after that, he's starting to transfer all of his assets over to his mom and his dad's name. So that way it won't get taken from him and whatever the fucking case is. Like, he's making guilty movements. The week after that, the coroner or the autopsy office said that they couldn't identify how she died. Like, the cause of death is undetermined. However, around November, December, they identified that looking at her body and doing some work, they saw 2 penetration holes in the torso, meaning that he stabbed her. So now they list this as a homicide. Here is her autopsy. I don't want to say photos because it's not a photo of her, but it's just the report. And it shows where she was cut at. As you can see here, they show you the 2 penetration holes that was on the left side of her body. That was probably the fatal kill for her. And then they show you where she was chopped at. One of her foot was chopped off, to like parts of her from the ankle to the shin, and the shin to the pelvis, and then arms cut off, head cut off, an eyeball was missing. Like, it's very, very graphic. I feel so bad for this girl. Like, oh my fucking God. This is why I don't fuck with pedophiles, bro. So during this long investigation, as they're poking and prodding David and watching him and all this other stuff, they find out that he was traveling all the way to Santa Barbara, where he had discarded her passport and stuff. There was a worker over there that was just kind of cleaning out the area and found it and then told police, yo, you got to come get this now. David's parents are also being subpoenaed to come to court and speak about this case, to which they're trying their best to fight it. But the court is like, nah, bitch. Didn't David bring this young girl to y'all house to meet her? So now y'all gotta come to court. Ain't no fighting this. Y'all better fucking show up, because we will get y'all in fucking jail. So please play around, show your ass up and speak to this case. And David's family is just as fucking guilty as him, because y'all saw this little girl show up with this man. Yeah, forgot to tell you that. He took her, like, throughout 2024, they was all together and whatever the case is. But he took her to Texas to meet his fucking family. Nasty. All y'all motherfuckers saw this little ass girl, didn't ask her how old she was, and didn't have no questions. Odd, because if my family member showed up to my house with this little ass girl, first question out my mouth is, how old are you? And if I feel like she lying, I'm going to catch her by herself away from this nigga and ask her again. Ask for ID, whatever the case is. Because at this point, if you're an adult, you need to legally have an ID, right? And if she ain't got no ID, I'm going to fuck off. Like, oh my God, I can't. As of April 20th, 2026, he has been charged with first-degree murder, sex acts with the child, and mutilating a fucking body. He still has no fucking bail. He's still in jail with his little short 5'5" ass. And the district attorney in Los Angeles confirmed that they were having this ongoing long-term sexual relationship, and he killed her to preserve his career. As we're getting all of these little bits and pieces of the case, there's also this argument or this idea that she may have had drugs in her body at the time of her being killed. But there is one report that says there was no drugs in her body. There is another one that says there was drugs in her body. So I can see the defense arguing like, y'all can't even make up your mind. So how do y'all know it was my client? Prosecutors also lets us know that during this investigation and the raid in his house, they found 40 fucking terabytes. 40 fucking terabytes of child pornography in his fucking, oh my God, in his computer. Throw him in a fucking ocean with crocodiles, bro. Fuck out of here. He needs to die. I'm sorry. I said it. He gotta go. Because this is oh my God, bro. I'm stressed out. And now prosecutors are saying they don't know if she was pregnant or not at the time of her dying. Like, this case gets worse, like, by each day. And the story is still developing. They got me stuttering. They got me fucked up. And of course, I'm going to keep reporting on this, but this is the hugest or the biggest chunk of the story that we got so far. This case is so fucking nasty. This is exactly why I cannot separate the art from the artist. And now this is where I'm going to be getting on Celeste's parents, because I am quite fucking confused. I am quite fucking confused. And while David is the main fucking person we should be holding accountable for all of this, I'm going to hold the parents accountable too. Because your daughter went missing several times. And oh my God, wait, let me get my thoughts together. Whew, bitch. The mother admits to knowing that her daughter had a boyfriend named David. She knew she had a tattoo of this boy's name on her. She did not know what this boy looked like. She did not know that he was a grown-ass man. Now, this is when I have to start questioning motherfuckers' parenting. Because me, growing up, my mom and dad made it clear I can't have no grown-ass men as friends. Couldn't even be alone in a room with a grown-ass man unless it was like like a family member or whatever the fucking case is, a trusted family friend or whatever, you know? And what's really popping me is the fact that the son, the brother, admitted that he seen David roll up to their house in that Tesla to pick up Celeste. And my question is, so the parents just didn't think to walk the fuck outside? And be like, who the fuck are you picking up my daughter? She's 13 years old. Like, I understand in certain states, like 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds be having their ID and they could drive their vehicles, whatever the case is. I get it. But even then, I'm still stepping my ass outside to be like, who are you? What's your name? Let me see some ID. Who's your parents? Nobody went outside to go figure out who the fuck this nigga is. There's no way in hell I'm about to sit here and accept this mom talking about I knew she had a boyfriend named David. I just didn't know what he looked like or like how old he was. Got me fucked all the fucking way up. And this is what lackadaisical parenting looks like. I don't give a fuck. Like, as you can see in this picture, there are 4 fucking kids here. 4 fucking kids. If you can barely pay attention to one that's walking around here going missing every other fucking month, and you know she's with this nigga named David, and every time she goes missing, nobody's calling this David. Nobody knows where this David is. You should have fucking stopped having kids long ago, because you don't know or don't have the attention span to sit here and take care of 4 children, let alone fucking 1. So not that I'm trying to add on to their fucking trauma, but this is a fucking perfect example of bad parenting and bad fucking parents. While these people don't look like they're hurting their children in the slightest, you are hurting your child by not paying the fuck attention. Celeste would be alive if fucking mom and dad did their due fucking diligence and vetting who this motherfucker is. Because the first time my child even goes fucking missing and she comes the fuck back, I'm taking her phone and I'm looking up who this David nigga is. I'm calling this nigga from her phone. I'm finding out where he lives. I'm rolling up on this nigga. He's walking around their area fucking untouched. He would have got stabbed, shot a little bit. He ain't gotta die, but like a little flesh wound, so he know you touch my child again, you really gonna meet Jamaica, bro. Like, like the parents are pissing me off so bad. Like, the more they talk, the more I'm questioning them. Do I think they have any involvement with David? No, the fuck I don't. Do I think they're using excuses as to why they wasn't paying as close attention to her as they should have? Absolutely. Because this is unacceptable. Like, growing up, my parents was on my body crazy. Like, I couldn't get a cell phone until I was about in the 5th or 6th grade. And even then, I had to give my phone to my mom when I got home. I had to get permissions to even sign up for a website. My father he's the techie dude. He's the computer guy. He got a degree in computer science. He would have to vet the websites before giving me permission to use these fucking websites. My parents knew other parents. We was on the block. My parents knew every parent on the fucking block, let alone every child that was on the block. If I got invited to a birthday party, I couldn't go because my parents may not have known who this fucking parent was. Or I can go. However, I need to know who these parents are. So I need a phone number. I need an address. I'm going to be at your school. Point out this child and their parents so I can talk to them. Like, I'm so fucking confused as to how this was even, to happen to a fucking 13, 14-year-old. Truly, I have to say that Celeste's death is also on her parents' hands. And I hope that they're kind of like having nightmares at night, because had they have been paying more attention to her, especially after she went missing the first time, this would have never fucking happened to her. They contributed to it by not paying it as much attention as you can. You could sit there and do this whole like, yeah, we put out a missing persons report, but what did you do after? Because she went missing again. And like, I understand that parenting does not come with a handbook. Parenting is not fucking easy. I completely 100% fucking understand that shit. Right? I understand some people are going to say, what more could they have done? They took her phone. They did this. They did. There's so much. I feel like there's so much more that could have been done. Because my child is not going to be missing on multiple occasions. And I know she got a boyfriend. And I can't even contact this boyfriend. I don't know what this nigga look like. You got me fucked up. These people failed their fucking daughter. And in failing their daughter, they also failed their other 3 fucking children. They are now without a fucking sibling, and then they had to learn that their sibling passed away in the most traumatic way fucking possible, all because y'all didn't step the fuck up and do what the fuck y'all was supposed to do. Cops would have been called the first time she went missing, and I would have said, there's this dude that she's dating named David. Get some level of a search warrant so I could give y'all my daughter's phone so you can find out where he lives. I don't know what it is. I don't know where he is, but I just don't feel good about it. Nothing was being done, and that pisses me off. This little girl is now not going to be able to finish school, go to college, live out her life, find someone that genuinely and truly loves her, that's in the correct age bracket for her. She's not going to be able to deal with that because of 2 lackadaisical parents. You damn right I'm going to go in on these motherfuckers. Y'all got me fucked up. This poor little fucking girl from the age of 11, all these years y'all was blind to it. I can't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe them. CPS needs to come and take the other kids away too, because now I'm in fear for their fucking lives. Nah, bro, nah. I told y'all this subject gets me very, very fucking like emotional, because these are innocent children that are being abused by grown ass adults and people that are not taking care of them, who are supposed to take care of them. At least the brother had enough wherewithal to go to the police and say, hey, my sister's dating this guy who I think is older. What can we do? And the police failed him. They didn't even say like, okay, well, next time he rolls up, give us a call. We'll look in the cameras. Nothing. Shout out to the fucking brother. His name is Matthew, I believe. Shout out to Matthew. Don't feel bad, because at least you fucking tried. You fucking tried. You are not even an adult, and you fucking tried. And all I can do is give you props for that. Fuck your parents, though. This is going to follow them for the rest of their fucking lives. And shame on you, fucking dad. Aren't fathers supposed to be more protective of their fucking daughters? And this is the protection that you provided? Get out my fucking face. As for you, monkey, whatever happens to you, you deserve it. I'm hearing the death penalty coming your way if you're found guilty. If it happens, good fucking riddance. We need to get criminals and monsters like you off the fucking street. 40 terabytes? 40 fucking terabytes of child porn? You are a sick fucking freak, and you don't deserve to live on this earth. There are too many beautiful children around here that need to figure out their innocence in their lives before you come and fuck them up. Because I'm also pretty positive that it wasn't just Celeste Herrera you were sleeping with. You were sleeping with multiple underage girls. Nasty. Fuck you. I hope at some point you cross paths with R. Kelly some way, somehow, even though he's in a New York City jail. I pray y'all come across each other, and I pray both of y'all get fucked up and jumped in jail. For real, for real. But that's the end of my rant and the end of my video. Please tell me what you think down in the comments. Let me know how you feel. Let's make this a safe space and talk about parenting, maybe. Talk about how we can protect our children. Something, because this is just a very, very tragic case. And I hate the fact that I'm still learning more about it on a daily basis as the court is going on. So leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Like I said, I got a lot of videos uploading for y'all this week. So yeah, let me know what you think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.